Hi everyone, Rachel Willow here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about saving for a down payment. So I know a lot of people kind of don't know where to start, or they're really unsure, or credit's bad, the list goes on. So when it comes to a down payment, typically right now, most people who are first-time home buyers, according to research, this past year, were able to put down at least 6% of what the purchase price is. Now, there are mortgage programs out there that require less. There are other ones that require more. The typical 20% down isn't needed like it used to be and isn't mandatory. So if you're a first-time home buyer and you're thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to save up for 20%? Don't worry, that's not something that is mandatory anymore. But of course, the more you have saved, the less of a mortgage payment you have, or the more home you can purchase. So depending on what your needs or your desires are, more is always better. But I understand that, life happens. Your car may break down, you need new tires, the list goes on, and sometimes it's just not reasonable to be able to get up to a certain percentage. So what I am going to say are a couple tips for how to start saving. So first off, create a bank account if you don't have a bank account that has a savings account attached to it. When you go to write an earnest money check, which is a good faith deposit check that you will be doing when you put a contract in place, you're going to need to be having a savings account for where the money is coming out of. And it also will help with keeping track of what your goal is. So that's the next thing, your goal. If you have in mind a 4-bedroom house, a 3-bedroom house, a certain location, my recommendation to you is to start doing some neighborhood research. Start looking online at what homes are selling for in your, dream home or your dream market, and start getting an idea of what 10 or 6% of that would be. So you have an idea of what your goal is for a down payment. Then from there, what I would recommend is, as you start saving, even if it's little by little, you should start thinking about too, what are some miscellaneous areas that you're spending money that you're not aware of. Start looking at or create a budget of what are immediate expenses, what are your reserve funds, and try and start to diminish or minimize your miscellaneous spending. If you're getting Starbucks every single day, could you go without it and start doing coffee at home? Little things like that can help save money over time. Also, with tax season coming up and most people getting ready for their taxes to be submitted, if you have a refund that's coming back to you, that can be huge. That can either pay for a down payment or could be a huge stepping stone towards your overall goal for your down payment. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And then the other thing I would say is, when you are looking at banks or mortgage programs, look or ask if they have any match programs. There are a few banks out there that will help you get towards your first home. And as a result, they will do match programs. So if you have X amount in your bank account, they will match that to be able to provide you with a down payment. There are first-time home buyer options out there where they'll waive closing costs. There are several different mortgage options out there. So really look into that. And just know, it may take time, but at some point you can own a home. And if you have any other questions in the meantime, comment below or contact me directly and I would be happy to help. You guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoy.